Dear Chair, dear Vice Chair, dear members of EA and EA family. First of all, I'm very proud and I'm very honored to have gained your confidence as incoming chair next year. I hopefully can start, I'm privileged because I think I can start not maybe running but jogging. We have a new strategy and we have an implementation plan on board. And I truly hope that I can contribute together with you in line with the EA spirit and in the direction of the strategy and the implementation plan. I've been thinking, maybe you have had the same thought. Why are we here? Why do we exist? Why is it so important for me to go to work each day? And why is it so important for you and for me? It's because we have a fantastic mission, I think, and represent the meaning of our existence. And our entire existence comes from the starting point, the background in securing consumer and citizen safety, security, competitiveness of business, and increased trade. You could easily take us for granted. I think of my 80-year-old mother. She hasn't a clue what we're doing here and in our community. But when I explain to her that it's safe to go with the elevator, it's safe to treat your blood sample, the car is safe, then she sees it and she can feel what the world with us means. We stand, I can say, as an X factor for an increasingly dynamic everyday life for citizens or for businesses. And we're not very visible in everyday life, but we are there. And I'm convinced that we will have an important role tomorrow. We are ultimately responsible for conformity assessment under accreditation, according to laws and to international standards. We strive to develop and to harmonize, and we carry out assessment on a regular basis, and we also, by peer evaluation system, we help secure and help reduce risk and create confidence in products, businesses, and trade. All of you are very important in that, and I'm very passionate about leading EA from the next year towards the future. And based on our mission and our purpose to be, we have, in the framework of the EA 2025, developed and clarified our vision. This is our direction, to be a reference point in the world for accreditation that enables an open and global market for competitive business and providing reassurance to consumers in a sustainable society. And that's the ultimate direction, and you can see that it's the mountain peak that we want to reach. And that overall purpose, I think, is much greater than all the small steps. And there are different ways to reach the top, to reach our vision. All we do is derived from the purpose and the mission that we have, why we exist, and why we respond to it. And I think how we do it is important. Our core values are setting the scene so that we do not go wrong, do not fall down, that we're keeping us on track. We live in a world of change and innovation. New goods and services are being launched every day, almost. A new pattern of trade arise, and trade arises between people and companies and countries. The development of the society in whole depends very much on a world-class quality infrastructure. This challenge is the basis for our mission and purpose and why we exist and why we will continue to develop in an ever-changing world. Our efforts are basically a societal investment that in long term will pay off in safer citizens, more competitive businesses, and lead to more jobs, I think. We work in a large and very interesting field. There's a lot of things happening all the time, and we need to be and will be in constant development in different stages. It's therefore in our core that we will be in constant development and change. And EA itself need to learn, develop, and renew. We need to be wise and smart in this development and handle development, and parallel to securing our ongoing, you can say, production. Our effort can make a difference in more areas, I think, and maybe also in existing areas. I want, as we describe in the EA strategy, us to be characterized as a harmonized membership organization, with emphasis on membership organization, and develop the organization in our position in the field with a high level of trust and reputation. But we are all people, you and me, and if we have the focus, if we know where the focus are, and then act, we can succeed. And I come back to that. I think it's how we should be is as important, and to what we are doing. I symbolize that with an iceberg. You can see the things that you can see is the top above the surface. It's the goals, it's the systems, it's all the what's that we need to do. But we also have to be focused on below the surface and how we build a culture that forms the basis for helping us to fulfill our goals, vision, and mission. What is under the surface is not always very apparently, but what causes a culture to go in wrong direction is when it's not available. Our core values are the means of control, you can say, which means that we do not go wrong, we get lost, and also to help us move us in the right direction. I think that we need to focus on both sides of the iceberg, our purpose, vision, our goals, and our way of acting and behaving. I think that our core values will be the most important guide for us to being and operating and developing. Our instrument that points out the direction in which we go in the best way. Values are very general. They are ours, yours, mine's, basic beliefs and assumptions about what we consider right and wrong, good or bad, good or evil. Values in general are fundamental views on what matters to our emotions, life, and social perceptions, and also acting. Yours and yours own, and yours and my position in everyday life. Every day we meet different situations where we need to interact, and we need to reflect and make decisions and different actions. What we do, what decisions you and I together take based on our conscious and unconscious values, opinions and approaches. Core values, our common core values, are the basis for us. Core values, you can say, are the spine. They're guiding jointly to secure our goal and purpose. They directly influence the climate, energy, the driving speed, motivation, ambition, and cooperation. It affects the result, and coming together with the core values is not a quick fix, but it must be prioritized and will take time. So I'm very glad that we have some time today to focus a little bit about that. It is important to take a stand for the core values, I think. It's a guiding principle for us towards the common endeavor that we will enter. It has to be visual in everyday life towards each other and how we act against the outside world. And I think that the whole iceberg with our goals, visions, and also core values is important to embrace, to strengthen and to develop EEA, and to manage us from going from just good to great. And that's sort of my basis in this. So I want to thank you all for this. Thank you.
Peter, thank you very much, and especially thanks much that you give these initiations, these